What's going on, people? I hope everyone is in good energy. We got to start focusing on the good vibes, building right, doing things properly, speaking out whether or not things play out or not. You never know. We have to trust and have more faith within that type of version of ourselves. Here's an idea. I've been waiting to make this video. It's been 3 years of this cycle that we've been dealing with the city. Now, we understand that 2K can make changes. They've made many of different little changes that we did ask for, and they finally did do it. One thing that we all can agree on is the builders. We all was asking to be able to put certain, remember back in the days when certain builds only can get this, and people would be like, man, I don't even want this with this build. I wish I could just put all my points here instead. People were saying this, and I remember that existed. I think 2K just needs to take more time to balance that out and polish that type of game that we are all talking about and we're all looking for. You know what I mean? They just need to take more time to polish that type of balanced archetype game where they have a whole bunch of archetypes, but they're all worked through properly and balanced and working properly. That's what people want. The balance just makes it fair. If you're good, I feel like when you're good to a certain point and that person can see, oh, you just don't have to utilize this certain exploit, it makes players just say, you know what, all right, this guy's just good. I just got to give in and just work on myself or something like that. Makes the game more like that. But when the game becomes more exploity and it just seems like people are using the exploits, like I heard a YouTuber talking about, I heard Swante say this in this video, because if you guys had listened, I'm going to do something crazy and I'm going to get that chat, most of the YouTubers were in there talking about how certain things is exploits, like the 99 post control to get unpluckable Hall of Fame and first quick step. Like, that is crazy. That's OD. For a center, no, they can change the whole dynamic. They can make it called center unpluckable for centers, center unpluckable. They can change the dynamics. Like, they can go that deep. I don't know if people's minds think like that, but they can change it like that. It could be gold unpluckable, but it's a center's unpluckable, so it's a different working unpluckable. Now let's get to the main topic. That was my first little segment. Let's get into the main topic. You guys see this picture on the screen. It's a more updated PC version, a different type of picture that I think somebody created, but it is sunset. You can see sunsets in the background. I think 2K, to create a balance, this is the idea I give out, because I feel like sometimes they do listen around, they do look out, and we are on a 3-year cycle. Usually they change something big within the game, or we get something added differently after like 3 years of the same game. They kind of get a different movement, you know what I mean? They work on it, because it's like 3 years of working on a certain cycle, and then the game gonna feel a little different. Still gonna feel like 2K. Sunset Beach. They can take away this, because I feel like, really honestly, people are not getting the same nostalgia from the Vipers. I think they would have been a better way if they would have went with the different ways. It's the same thing, but it's not the nostalgia. People really like the aspect of in a Sunset Beach. When you look at the Vipers, this is like a Sunset Beach type of thing. If you guys can see, I'll move this screen for a second. But I think people actually like the nostalgia of how Sunset Beach looked, the actual logos, the actual images. So that's what 2K's problem is right now. I think that nostalgia needs to come back. If people seen Sunset Beach, we have 4 affiliations now. Golly, purple, red, blue, green. Yeah. I feel like that's the next spin that they could probably surprise people with. The whole court, right? Because they did the nostalgia thing with bringing back certain animations. So don't think I'm just going off of a leg. I understand sometimes how it plays out. This hasn't really been getting that hit. People really, they'll wear the Vipers, the Beasts of the East mascots and stuff like that. I understand about pushing the envelope new, but they can change up the Sunset Ballers and try to just, they will have to make another one because they have 4 affiliations here. Maybe they can cut it up and make it go back to 3 and change the city. They changed the city up this year. It's supposed to be smaller, right? When we look at the city map, they say it's supposed to be smaller, I believe, than the last city. So there it is on the screen. They say it's supposed to be smaller than the last city, but I look at it also like, are they preparing for the new age, the next generation? Is the next generation going to grow up like Sunset Ballers? Like, Because remember, they're not going to have the same connection to it as certain people who played it. And they're like, I got a connection to the Sunset Ball. Like, oh yeah, that was lit. And then you go into Old Town, and then you had the, yeah. They could just add a new one, focus on making a new one. But when you look at all these courts, they had their themes. This doesn't have the theme no more. It doesn't give that theme effect. It's like it feels like just we're going to a color. To me, it's just like a color. Oh, green. We're here. This one is green. It's not a, like, they got the nice basketball hoops that I like, but it's like they have to go back to that real, I don't know, man. It just hit different when you had that one little area. It hit different. Yeah, they got to go back to the one layered, all the little humps and running over. Like, I mean, it's more advanced. It's like, I still can see the good in this and understand how if somebody first got on this and this was their first 2K, which is, that's the real reality. There's kids that's hopping on this and this is their first 2K ever, so they don't have it. And think about it, there's a group that like it. So I don't know. That's one of my theories. I hope that they go back on this and they actually do this and remove it for a year. Like, I mean, remove it and just, I totally think, me honestly, there's not enough nostalgia in the Vipers. Like, that's not going to be something in Remember on 2K's past. Like, mascots are still more relevant than the regular NBA mascots are still more relevant than somebody getting an affiliation mascot. You know what I mean? They could do way better. I feel like they could have advanced it more. They could have brought in something different. They could have brought in crews. You could be regular Sunset and all that, but you could have your own crew, your own, you know, they could just do something a little bit better. For real, they should have kept it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna top that video off like this. We gonna end it like this. They should have kept it like that. Have Sunset, keep the Sunset theme, and make crews. Why did they take the kiosks out? Make a real system, a rep system dealing with crews and who can rep a crew up. It could show like statistics of when people leave the crew. Like, man, it could really be some real good system out here that's going to make more community work play out, make people play differently, give people different inspirations and passions to the game. For real, why do that? Like, go with your nostalgia. Like, I imagine them making a Sunset Beach now with the high-tech graphics like that they have now. Way better. People would just instantly feel like in the nostalgia, instantly they going crazy. So this is why I say, like, I feel like they can still do this as well and throw people off. They may add more to it because it may be different, but if they go back to just having like a big Sunset Park, man, I know people want that kind of nostalgia back. They want that back. The city is real big. You going through the loading screens, like when you gotta transport in the little train station to travel faster, that's too much. To me, honestly, that's too much. There's nothing that makes you feel good about this. Okay, unless you was running and traveling to see the city and you get VC for doing it. There's no purpose. Nobody's really feeling like, yeah, okay, damn, I can walk next to these guys. Alright, yeah. See how I'm doing this? Hold on, let me move it. Yeah, I can walk next to these people. I feel good. Like, nobody is doing that, ever. Nobody, I mean, there's people that do the little things, but like, come on, there's nothing really in this city that's like, okay, it's a reason why we should be running through here. You know, it's nothing beneficial. This is why I get why people argue with the city. It's really not beneficial at all, in no way. They can take away a lot of this and add it into other different things to make the game better with the specs, etc. So I hope that we can see that. Something's been telling me, like, in my mind, like, yo, they can do that. They can flip that on everybody and that 2K will go nuts. They bring it back, and of course they're going to enhance it if they do bring it back. They will still, the logos will look very similar, but they bring it back, they do that, yeah, it would enhance it. 2K also had the other thing. I'm going to talk about this because I got to just, stuff just hit me right now. Hopefully everybody enjoys the video. The fact that when you was a ballers, you could shoot. The fact that when you was a what's the other one called? Old Town. And then what was the other one called? I forget what the other one was called. That's the one I was. Rivet. I think it was Rivet, yeah. The defense one. Y'all comment down in the comment section. The fact that you had those perks, and then when you went to Old Town to look the little circus, you can get the dribble moves enhanced. That was a good aspect of 2K. in a park setting. Because you know how some people think, you're just trying to be 100% IRL. There's nothing wrong with that. We're already on my created players. There's nothing wrong with if you're at a certain affiliation, that's what y'all do better. That was a good aspect of 2K they should have kept and just worked on adding more things in within the years. And it didn't even feel like it was too much of a crazy OD boost. You noticed the difference. Certain players did have the better shot off, but man, that was the fun that I could understand that, okay, people could have got with and stuff, like, you know what I mean? And people had their lanes. I'm a defender, so I'm gonna go here. It made sense. Now this is all you just choosing off of looks and appeal, and come on, the Vipers. You're just choosing off of, what mascot I can unlock when I get to that thing. Like, no, that is just so corny. They gotta really go back to that. I wouldn't mind that. Then they can turn it off in the rec. If you want to get to the straight plain super NBA, you go to the rec. But I still wouldn't mind that in the park now. I could still play IRL playstyle. You know, so it's a lot of things that the community just got to start getting more together on, realizing that there's going to be differences. I think that's a real big problem right now with people not realizing there's differences in people within the world. And they're going to stand on their differences just like you stand on your differences. The way is to make it good to where things is going to be cool is when you balance it together. I'm telling you, it never fails. When people actually figure out how to balance something together or work together or put it together, you get some of yours, they get some of theirs, it never fails. It always works good. So I think the main goal people were coming to, wrap this video up. Hopefully 2K, you guys do that idea. If any of the dads low-key lurking on this video, we're gonna talk and speak that this video gets a whole bunch of views so they can see it. We hope that you can make defense overpowered and offense overpowered. I'm gonna make a video soon about it, NBA 2K24. Hopefully they can find that right balance. It's around that time now, so it's feeling good. It's around that time. Hopefully they can find that perfect balance to make defense good and offense good, so there's no players that's OP more than the other player. All right, that like, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.